sometimes some things that look as our greatest friends are our worst enemies. So therefore, we must be very, very cautious. One time there was a lady, she brought a small snake and kept that small snake as a pet. She would feed him milk, she would feed him all the different things, and sleep in the night with this little snake. And it was very nice until the snake started growing in size. And then one day, this snake, although it had a very good appetite, one day it stopped eating anything. Whatever she would give, he would just not eat. And it had been 3, 4 days that he had not eaten. But there was something different about that week, because 3, 4 days he had not eaten, but every night when he would sleep, he would give this lady a very warm embrace. He would coil around this lady and sleep, and she would sleep in his warm embrace. And she was like, "This is really unusual. He never gives me such warm embraces, and he eats every time, but he's not eating. Maybe he's not well. Maybe I should take him to the vet." So she took the snake to the vet on the sixth day and said, "Doctor, there is this strange symptoms that he's having. He's not eating the snake for a long time, for it's been 6 days now, but he has become very loving to me, much, much more loving. He just gives me a very loving embrace in the night." And so the doctor, he looked at the snake, checked the snake, and then he said, "How long has he been doing this?" Saying, "It's been 6 days." The doctor said, "Be very careful. Get rid of the snake immediately." "Doctor, how can you say that? This is my pet snake and he's just started embracing me so lovingly. How can you say that?" The doctor said, "My dear lady, listen to me very carefully. You need to get rid of this snake right now. This snake has not been embracing you. This snake is actually trying to measure you, and he has been fasting, because at the end of the seventh day, he is going to open his mouth, and he has become a python now, and he's going to completely suck you in. He's been fasting for the feast that he's going to have on you. And while he's coiling you, he's every day measuring, so that he can decide how much he can actually eat you, how he'll be able to digest you, how he'll be able to suck you. So get rid of the snake immediately." So sometimes we think that sometimes Maya convinces us, this is for my benefit. This is giving so much pleasure, this sense gratification. How can this be bad for me? But it's like the snake embracing nectar in the beginning, poison in the end. That's sense gratification. Bhagavad Gita says that. So we need to be very careful who is our real friend, not necessarily someone who may be making us feel good in the temporary situation. We need to look at long term as well. Is this real happiness? Is when we pursue meaning in our life, and then as a result, happiness comes as a byproduct. Meaningful life is the goal. A life full of meaning, purpose, that's the goal, and then we get happiness. But if happiness is the goal, our life will not have any meaning. Just temporary happiness is not of any pleasure.